These are the ADF on the ground. Early in 2015, because they know that Cameroon will never negotiate with Ambazonia from a point of weakness. They left the diaspora. They went on the ground because these are patriots. These are selfless individuals. Let me bring all the other videos. You can see Benedict Kwa, Sheikh Kabi Wemeleng on the ground training our people, who invited Seseko over. This is Seseko having meeting with Dr. Chuayaba and the leadership of the governing council, the secretary general of the ADF, the Sheikh Kabi was the DDC of the ADF, and then you have Benedict Kwa, who is the leader of the defense department, the chief of the war council. Seseko came and they met them because these were the people who were building a military on the ground, building a force to fight against Cameroon. Today, they want to give a dog a black name and inadvertently assist Cameroon to destroy the greatest force that can defeat Cameroon on the ground. Seseko left this room instead to go and support the ADF or try to work and collaborate with them. They try to create their own force and they did not focus on it. Instead, they go and try to hire ADF fighters, blackmail their leadership, try to destroy ADF for the purpose of fighting to destroy Abacho's leadership and for nobody else to shine. It is just the wicked black man syndrome. Now, today they want to deceive you that this man is working for La Republique, the person who learns self-defense. This is Abacho. This is a leader on the ground. These are soldiers, patriots, waiting to receive him to launch ADF. They were buying these weapons against the Cameroon military when nobody was buying it. Cameroon can never inspire Ambazonians for self-defense. It will be suicidal. It's not possible. Abacho is working for the Ambazonian people. This is the force that he has built on the ground, coming together to sing the national anthem, providing them uniform, a structure where they can fight and liberate our homeland. Instead of the politicians who have failed in the SDF, somebody like Atta Milan, Nalova B, Milton Taka, who could not be given position by Nijon Fundi as parliamentarians and senators. Instead of them, to see this liberation as a way to fight for those of our people who have been left behind, subjugated, and really stripped of their dignity, to fight for them so that they will not suffer the same fate as our generation, for them to stand as a never again generation. Instead, they have seen this liberation movement, the rise of Ambazonia, as an opportunity for them to go back and be who they could not be on their own. For them to go back and tell Frundi and tell Pobia that, you see, the people, the way we put them, the way we give them position, they know if we help you. Now, if we help you stop this thing, now if we help you control our people. These people are people who desire, they love La Republique, they love the way of the master. Remember, all the Hebrew people who were saved from Israel, all of those who were bringing problems were the ones who were slave masters, taskmasters in Egypt, who have learned the ways of the enemy. They know the ways of the enemy. They speak the language of the enemy. How can you be freed by people who admires the way the enemy is behaving? Alexis Ndive, Seseko Ayuk Tabi. They are patriots. They can love Ambazonia, but they admire the way of the enemy. They want to be the enemy. They want to just be. What they want to be is what the enemy is to us. They want to become ministers. That is why they were willing to apologize to Pobia and La Republique when ADF started killing gendarmes, when we started deploying forces. They were willing to do that because their objective was to be the person to go and speak and get that opportunity to be something, while our people will continue to suffer the same things that we are fighting for in the first place. Their main obstacle was now ADF, not La Republique. And if their main obstacle is the ADF, it shows you that their agenda is not independent. Because if your agenda is independent, look like John Bakoro. We have differences, but his focus is against La Republique. Look like Gorjidinka. We have different in opinions. You would think that somebody like that who brought the name Ambazonia will feel jealous that other people have taken it and pushing it ahead. But he's not coming to attack anybody. He's not attacking the ADF. When we make mistake ideologically, you have Edwin Gang who come out there to correct and advocate for his own policies, his own vision, because he knows that we are fighting for the same thing using different methods and different approach. That is what liberators they do. That is why you don't see people like him coming out to attack the ADF, attack Ayabacho, blackmail them, because he's a patriot. You can only be liberated by people who are selfless. You can only be liberated by people who are in for the long haul, who have the right political mindset, the right ideology to fight against La Republique to Cameroon. The ADF is the force on the ground. Dr. Cho Ayaba is the main man who have demonstrated through his idea, his policies, and proven beyond reasonable doubt that he has mastered our problem, he has mastered our case file. He is the most articulated amongst us. He is an inspiration to our youth and to all the forces on the ground for them to be able to do what it takes for us to be free. For us to be free, ladies and gentlemen, we have to understand who is the enemy. The enemy is La Republique. We have to understand that fighting the ADF is assisting La Republique, whose main enemy have been Dr. Chuayaba and the ADF from all along. For those who are in for political gains, they may look at attacking the ADF as an easy task because it will make you popular. If you attack me, attack Ayabacho, you have traction because the enemy will not come after you. You have allies in the enemy. And even though it might be comfortable and tempting to do that, in the long run, you are destroying that which you desire the most, which is freedom for our people, which I believe Siseko and the rest also want. But they are just so compromised by their own ego. They don't have it in them. Not everybody is a liberator. Not everybody is selfless. For the sake of the soldiers and boys like these young men who have listened to the call and the ideology to rise up in self-defense, for goodness sake, stop the blackmail, stop the lies. There are evidence on the contrary. Stop taking our people for fool and right. If the DOD of the IG could just have focused to build their own force, use people like Chris Bongam, people who are connected on the ground, who can recruit and train soldiers. But the abandoned Chris Bongam is there now, he's just talking on his own. Because instead of building a force, they focus on blackmailing and buying our force to destroy us. Inevitably, they are instead working to help La Republique. Because the main objective of La Republique is to target the Ambazonia Defense Forces. The forces for the people. We are fighting for the people. We are fighting for our country. And this will always remain our main priority. But like I said, we will fight with two hands. Now I understand. While in the Bible, all those who knows the way of Israel, of Egypt, had to die in the desert for Israel to be free. The desert have to open and swallow all of them. Maybe that is why we are taking all this long time for all these people to be exposed. All those who kill your prophets, all those who kill those who speak the truth, who demoralize our forces. You heard La Republique. The objective of going after General Efang and our core base in our headquarters in Batibo was to demoralize not only the ADF but all the other forces and our people. Because our ADF, our ideology, our institutions, our leader is the hope of the nation. If they go down, the whole thing will be shaky to its foundation and may even collapse. Do not help La Republique. Do not be an enabler. Support the ADF, the fund, by donating to them. These are the boys, in the word of General Mba Ivor, who are going to lead Ambazonia into Boya. We have the right ideology. Just imagine the actions of No Pity if he was an ADF soldier, if he had stayed an ADF soldier. Imagine what we would have done with that message in terms of communication and to push for our diplomacy and to rally our youth. What does it benefit a man if you destroy the one that is best so that you can rise. You cannot try to bring other people for your own self to rise. Ambazonia is the only place in the world where hunters who are going to hunt an elephant, they start to be angry with the one who carries the gun, who knows how to operate the gun, who is going to be the one to bring down the elephant. And because they start to argue about who is going to eat the head, who is going to eat the heart, they decided that let us kill the one who is carrying the gun, because if he kills that elephant, he is going to decide who gets what. And after they kill him, they are now left with a gun they cannot operate. And they meet an elephant who they cannot kill. And the elephant will end up destroy them all. That is exactly what will happen to Ambazonia if we continue to entertain people like Chris Anu and his likes and his so-called informants. We must wise up. We react patriotically by supporting and aligning ourselves with the ADF. You don't need to join. Align yourself, support them. The ADF is on a mission to free Ambazonia, and with God willing, we shall accomplish this mission sooner than later. God bless you all.